Alright guys, it's me, Kai. How are you today, night or evening? Whatever time it is for you, hopefully you're alright. I'm doing pretty alright, I guess. I'm just filming this because I feel like, I should film something today, obviously. And of course, I have no idea what I'm gonna film right now. I'm filming a video about oranges in a little bit after this, but I wanted to film something else first. You can guess where the orange idea came from, I bet. But, you know. I don't know. I'm really nailing this content making game. Fuck. I'm scrolling through Reddit to try and find something, but I can't find anything, so I guess I'm gonna skip it. Here we go. R/. Do I want to do Am I the Asshole? Yeah. I'm gonna do neckbeards, actually. We'll do neckbeards today. r/neckbeard stories. This one is 5 days old as of today, which is August the 14th. And it is titled The Incest House. I'll probably just read this one because Jesus Christ, it's a doozy. So strap in. Hello, one and all. I would like to welcome you to my personal hell. Today I bring you a fresh tale from my weekend. A story that will soon, hopefully, be erased from my mind by the overuse of medical marijuana. Can relate. Before I go about the process of scrubbing it from my chicken cutlet smooth brain, please come with me on a journey of unbelievable cringe. I like this person's writing style. This is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to say this right out of the fucking gate. This one is fucking weird. With a name like The Incest House, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're probably fucking correct. Let's see. This one is fucking weird. I am still processing the entirety of the events myself. And I'm still wondering if it was an acid flashback that just played out in my mind. Based on the fact that I still have a puke stain in my van, I'm going to guess that is not the case. Allow me to set the scene. I'm currently doing what people call apprenticing. I call it something else, but we'll go with the modern naming convention. I do not get paid for this apprenticeship and have been sustaining myself on savings. I have another 6 months to go. And savings are starting to look lower than I'd like, so I decided to start doing rideshare to soften the decline. I like it. I've only been doing it for like 6 weeks now, but it can be quite profitable. The problem is that the most profitable times usually involve picking up drunks. Now, I was originally going to write about some of these experiences in a sort of compilation. That was the original plan. That was until I met Stepbeard. Fucking lovely name. Top tier. Him and the 4 young women that got into my car that night became a nexus of cringe that I could not in my wildest dreams have created. With the first scene, allow me to introduce our cast. OP, hey, that's me, everyone's friend. Ethan, I'm just gonna call him Ethan, because I'm not reading that all out. Manlet, femboy. He's probably getting too old to dress like a scene kid, but I like it, so I do. Oh, he's describing himself. Okay. Currently apprenticing in a field I really want to get into and driving around drunks to make ends meet while I wait to be marketable. Stepbeard, SB for short. A greasy individual who came right out of the gate as strange. He was very greasy, translucent skin, and a haircut that screams originality. The haircut is an odd one. It's a bowl cut, but right around the bottom of the bowl cut line is shaved around his head. A perfect incomplete ring underlining his bowl cut. This is not like a fade. It's like a hard line shaved into his head. All the hair on the back of his head beneath the line is allowed to grow free to about mid-length. It's like some bizarre hybrid of a bowl cut and a mullet. I was just thinking it sounds kind of like a fucking mullet. But like that sounds horrible. That sounds like a terrible haircut. Now, that's coming from somebody with this hair. Oh, mid-back length. Jesus Christ, that's long. Why is it shaved? What? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, stepsis, SS for short. This is one of the attractive young women that is orbiting this Beardo, engaged in some sort of six-way polyamorous relationship with everyone living in SB's house. Talks in a fake, infantile voice with cutesy words, borderline ooh-woo speak. Possibly a furry. These descriptions, these fucking descriptions, y'all, legit. Stepmom, SM for short, another one of SB's harem, talks in a deep voice that sounds as though someone chased cigarettes with a shot of Tabasco and a glass of smokes black and mild cigars in rapid succession, and is also part of SB's odd, never-ending LARP. Uncle, a man whose BMI is just 2 point shides of Nikocado status. There's no point in bringing weight into the equation, okay? It literally does not determine anything about a person because of how they weigh. Like, just shut the fuck up about it. Breathes very heavily and reminds me vaguely of Wings of Redemption. Maybe it was because of the screaming and throwing of controllers, hard to say. He has a poorly shaved head, the kind of shaved job you see when someone just doesn't give a shit. Patch of hair that escapes the curling of his razor sticks up here and there in defiance of his attempts at being bald. And a relationship with one of SB's harem, but not involved in the polyamory. That's not how that works. He's involved in the polyamory by dating a member of the polycule. That's how that works. About 20 years older than anyone in this story. I clock him around 45. Everyone else in this story besides me is in their mid-20s, I think. Niece, uncle's semi-monogamous girlfriend, who seems to be the bottom of the pile of orbiters this Beardo has somehow sucked into whatever it is he is doing in that house. Definitely jealous of SS and SM. Also talks in a fake cutesy voice, seemingly trying to emulate an anime character. Okay. And then Vomit Girl. She's the girl who spent all night vomiting. She also vomited in my car, which I didn't realize until much later. Spent most of the night with her head, in the toilet. Not sure how involved she is in what is going on in this house / harem. I don't know why I said school. Stop it, Coco. Y'all can't see this dog, but she's being irritating. And so much later, most of the night, whatever, but man, could this girl puke. Okay, with that out of the way, allow me to begin this tale. I got the call to go pick up the drunks from the bar. I am driving an old hand-me-down minivan I got from a friend on a pretty good deal a few years back. So I tend to drive around groups. I pull up to the crowded bar, parking as close to it as I can. No easy task as the road is clogged to hell and back. As is often the case for the weekend, I see a group of people approaching the vehicle. First I notice SB's odd haircut, drenched in sweat or hair product. My vote's both. It's both. I also notice that he's escorting a young 4 young attractive women. As I see this, I begin postulating what I could possibly be seeing. Is he the gay friend? Is he eternally friend-zoned? Am I gonna get to see an IRL nice guy? Finally one in the wild? My pulse racing in anticipation for what might just be a proper dumpster fire. If you know anything about me, I love dumpster fires. As he approached the vehicle, I realized that not only was his hair greasy, so was his skin. He shone in the darkness, illuminated by the headlights of cars behind me. It briefly reminded me of that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns was glowing in the dark. That episode always scared the shit out of me as a kid. He reaches my window and empathetically waves his phone in front of my face. Hey, are you here for SB? That's what SB sounds like. We're going with it. Yes, sir. Awesome. He slides the back door of my minivan open and begins ushering each girl into the vehicle, referring to each of them as my sweet as they pile in. He is being quite handsy in this process, and none of the girls seem to be offended by this man's touch. It is at this point I become confused, as 2 of the girls seem very into his grabby hands. I had anticipated something much different. Vomit Girl, Niece, and SM are all sitting in the back, while SB and SS are sitting in the seats behind me. As the door slides shut, I sort of eye the situation in the back. The last 2 remaining neurons in my brain are attempting to decode what is happening. The visual cues that is received by not correlating with the actual social dynamic. I am observing as sociology dictates. My need to be liked kicks in, since my need to be right has yet to be validated. Please, Coco, just stop so I can finish this, alright? Go in the other room! Thank you! No, the other room! I said the other room, not just... She just moved to the other part of my room. That's so irritating. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad. So this is some crazy traffic, right? Were you guys waiting long? Oh, no, not at all. We had just gotten out of the club. Thanks for picking us up, by the way. Yeah, no problem. You guys have a fun night out? Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's cutesy baby voice. Oh yes, absolutely. We got to have drinkies, and we're gonna have fun doing dancing. Woo! My brain screeched to a halt at this. That tone, the infantile tone, and the overly exaggerated yes, and forced, stilted speech, a cold finger that ran up my spine as I heard someone say ooh ooh in real life, unironically. I only snapped back to reality as I heard the seatbelt indicator dinging from my dashboard. I thanked my minivan by both physically and mentally taking my fuckling my seatbelt. I was going to fucking need it. Well, that's always fun. Yeah, I drank a little too much. I hope I don't get my stuff stuck in the dryer all alone with stepbrother. I hate myself. I hate my life decisions right now. I then saw in the rearview mirror as she ran a hand up and down SB's doughy body. He wasn't fat, just kind of doughy. Oh, my sweet Jesus. Well, who knows what's gonna get stuck in you if you get stuck in the... Oh, that's the brother. I'm sorry, my bad. The abbreviations are confusing me. Sorry, let me retry that. Oh, well, who knows what's gonna get stuck in you if you get stuck in there, SS. Not if you get stuck in me first. SM said this, wrapping her arms around SB's necks. My sense of reality is now on fucking free fall. I hold both arms out in front of me as I wait in traffic to see if one droops, checking to see if I might be having a stroke. What on God's green dick is happening here? I'm gonna start fucking using that. What in God's green dick is happening here? God damn it. What is this story? Like, literally, what is happening? Is this the Alpha Beard? Has he become so beardly that he has transcended all known laws of beardery? Could this possibly be the legendary Super Beard? I continue to try and navigate through traffic as this odd, catty back and forth starts between them. I will not transcribe the entirety of the conversation because my sense of decency prevents me from transcribing it for you. I am, of course, lying, but please temper your spines, for the night is long and full of cringe. I'm sorry, I'm mentally preparing myself because I can see where this is going, because I can read it, it's right here in my hand. But good, okay, hold on. It smells now. It smells of cringe repellent. There. And to protect myself from the cringe. I say that, but you could argue that my enjoyment of eggs is also very cringy. But you gotta fight fire with fire. In the case of cringe. Okay. If I wiggle my booty for SB, he won't be able to resist. He wants my long, fruitful bottom. I can't. I think it's supposed to be fluffy. SB prefers a mature, experienced woman, not a stepsister who can't even enunciate her words. She followed this with what can best be described as a failed voice actor's attempt at a hearty laugh. Let me see. There we go. That's a fellow voice actor's hearty laugh. Ladies, I have time for both of you. Maybe we can do it together. Ooh, I don't want to play with my stepmother. That's gross. Then why do you want to play with your stepbrother? 'Cause stepbrother is sexy. Oh, I've made a very appropriate and great decision for my life. This has been 17 minutes and I'm not even done. It continued like this until I heard the sound of a loud slap. So jammed in traffic, I chanced to look back. SM had slapped SS for some reason. This wasn't like a LARP play slap. This was an actual hard slap, to which SS has been crying. As I began to speak, I was cut off by SB. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. We're just playing around. SS's legs being hit. Don't you, kitten? Yes, I forget my place sometimes. She said this in a normal voice, finally confirming that the cutesy voice is some sort of weird LARP. Maybe it's like a fetish thing. Is acting psychologically younger a fetish? Boy, this guy really has no clue, does he? Yes, it is. It is a fetish thing, but it's also a trauma response that some people have. So, you know, the more you know, insert the more you know star graphic here, which I don't have, and I will not be editing this video. You're gonna get this, and it's however long it is, uninterrupted time. Is it a furry thing? It could also be a furry thing, but I don't think so. It reads more like DDLG to me, but also not, I guess. It's complicated. So I returned my eyes to traffic, asking that they refrain from physically striking each other in a moving vehicle. Hey, it's all cool, man. And thanks for being cool about us. A lot of drivers ask us to shut the fuck up. You're a pretty cool guy. I'm just gonna let you in on a secret. I happen to work for Amazon Streaming. I've worked on several of their shows and editing. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what my face looks like when I'm making that voice, but I can feel that my upper lip, like, does a weird nose thing, so I imagine it probably fucking looks weird as fuck. But I said this very empathically, not believing a word of it. He had rattled off some shows and his name was unique. Didn't ring any bells to me. Well, I mean, people don't necessarily use their real name in their job when you work, like, you know, in media. You might have like a name that you go by there instead. But you know how some authors back in the day would write under a pseudonym, and you know, specifically women, because they weren't really allowed to be authors, so they picked a man name. But that's a thing that people do. So, I mean, that's possibly what it was, you know, and who really pays attention to the credits like that? Okay? And not a single person be paying attention to those credits. Well, maybe there's probably people, but whatever. I need to get to reading. I can't get sidetracked. I said this very emphatic. Oh, right. I was too engrossed with the oddity before me to kill it in its cradle. I had questions. Wow, you must be really successful. Oh yeah, I'm going to give you a big tip for being so cool about my stepmom and stepsister. Wait, so you really like your stepmom and stepsister, or you like me? Ah, you're so cool, you get it. This guy really gets it, you know? Like the help step bro, I'm stuck meme? Yeah, we pretended to be related. It makes the sex really hot. He said this last part as he clasped my shoulder and leaned in to whisper it. I felt his overly moist breath trickle over my ear, the swath of cringe cut deep into me. I am an asexual, and the idea isn't repulsive, but it is uncomfortable. Totally get that. Totally get that. I bet this was even more terrible for you. As an ace person, Jesus Christ, I don't know what I would do in this situation. I probably would have been a lot more rude. I bet, I said, shrugging off his hand and focusing on the road as traffic gave way. Only 3 miles to go. So you strike me as a nerd. Do you play Magic the Gathering? Yeah, I actually love that game. But I know more about the game than you do. The shift of conversation from how he arps incest to Magic the Gathering was really jarring. Then, immediately turning it into a competition was weird. Definitely picking up on some weird vibes at this point from the guy, aside from his kink. Hey, don't kink shame. But if it's this or a listen to more baby talk and fucking incest slurping, I choose this. OP. Okay, shoot. He then dived into a bunch of questions about rulings and obscure card facts. I got a few right, but he was always correct. He knew more, but he was correct. He knew more about Magic, at least in relation to old rulings about cards and fucking flavor text on the cards, and I'm okay with that. I kept the sexual oddities down to a minimum and fed the man's ego. As we pulled up to his house, his deluge of questions ended, and him saying, "See, I told you I knew more than you." I noticed the house was a decent size, 2 stories with 4 nice cars in the driveway. Then I was asked a question that was so internally divisive, it must have caused several branches in the ever-branching flow of time. Do you want to come in and play some Commander? Well, I don't have my Commander deck with me, otherwise. You could play with one of mine. I have like 20 top-tier Commander decks, no proxies at all. I had been offered a choice. Dare I venture into what could possibly be a den of debauchery? A debaucherous beard nest? Dare I extend my exposure to these individuals? Every fiber of my being screamed no. This whole situation was like looking upon the face of an eldritch god. My sanity was plummeting, and my grasp on reality, relationships, and decency were being wrapped. Clearly, I should leave this place. But like the men who raced to their own doom in H.P. Lovecraft stories, I was not smart enough to flee from my own self-destructive path. I parked my van in their driveway and I stepped outside. I took my cigarettes from my pocket and lit one as the rest of SB's group clambered out of my vehicle. A slow, plodding pace generated by mild intoxication. As I prepared to snuff my cigarette on my boot, SM let me know that I could smoke inside as she lit up a Black and Mild. I've only seen a few people who smoke Black and Milds like cigarettes, so this was odd to me. When I walked into the house, I immediately was bombarded by the smell of stale cigar smoke and a bright yellow sheen. What had once been nice white walls were coated with a yellow-brown staining from years of smoke abuse. Touching the walls caused my hand to become slightly stuck. Removing my hand revealed that some of the yellow-brown residue had coated my hand. I blasted it with hand sanitizer and rubbed it on my pants to try to remove the discoloration. "Hey, get out of my room!" A graveled voice shouted from a dingy green couch against my wall. Oh, against the wall, a rotund man sat. The area where he sat stained gray from wear and body dirt. On either side of him there were 2 body pillows. I don't know what anime characters they were, but there was 2 of them. This man had akimbo body pillows. He was dual wielding Dekomarus. "Uncle, I missed you all night." She said this as she dove on the weathered couch across from Uncle's recliner torso. He grunted in pain as she did and shoved her off of him onto the floor. "Don't jump on me, stupid bitch. Now crawl back up here and just lean on me gently." She complied to this, apologizing with a high-pitched voice that caused my tinnitus to act up. I swear to God, you could use her as a human dog whistle. Pretty sure I heard the neighbor's dogs barking when she spoke, now that I think about it. I was ushered to the dining room, which was disgusting. The room was altogether too moist, and the smell of mildew lingered in the air. Rustling pots and pans sat in gray dishwater, a stovetop covered in years of grime and adorned with an open pot of unknowable yellow substances. Fruit flies buzzing around the top of it. Large black garbage bags stuck to the brim and left open littered the corner of the kitchen, blocking the broom closet. There, too, were hosts of large swarms of fruit flies. SB excused himself upstairs for a moment. I followed his movement and watched as SS helped vomiting girl to the bathroom, presumably so she could vomit. I heard her crashing from the wall in the living room. Fucking goddamn snake bitch is too OP. Fuck Elden Ring. Oh my god, now my controller is broken. He said, this stomping his meaty legs across, legs causing vibrations to emanate across the kitchen. I heard him standing in a huff and start walking to the door. "Where are you going, honey?" "To Walmart to get a new controller. That one is clearly defective." "Oh, can I come?" "No, you can't. Stay here and make sure no one touches my game." The door slammed and I again was left alone with my thoughts. The tiny sound of fruit flies buzzing, the only background noise to my moment of silence, silent rumination. My brain could not get wrapped around this fucking situation. So the 400-pound, 45-year-old man has a 20-something-year-old girlfriend, and she lets him talk to her like that. Again, I found myself wondering if this was some kink. Is this BDSM? I remember thinking to myself, maybe it is. I legitimately don't know. It sounds like it's BDSM, but they're doing it in the wrong way. That's just putting that out there. Probably exactly what it is. I just know, from my frame of reference, everything I was seeing was weird. SB broke me from my silent contemplation by returning with a big bag of dumping the contents on the grimy kitchen table. He started pointing to decks and bragging about how much each one cost. He named one I knew and I chose it as mine to play with. He chose some mono green ramp deck. We did the card randomizing ritual known as shuffling and began to play a few games. After a while, SS came in wearing cat ears and started rubbing up against SB while we were playing. An action that was met with a slap. I jolted up and didn't do anything. "How many times do I have to tell you not to bother me when I'm busy?" "I am sorry. I'll go sit somewhere else." Yeah. You know, whenever I do get subscribers, I guarantee that this video will be clipped. Oh, God. Again, my brain struggled with this. If this was okay. I watched as SS walked away, glumly saying, "Yeah," several more times as she left. She wasn't crying, she didn't seem upset, but a guy can't just slap a girl, right? And if it's like a fetish thing, is it okay to do in front of company? I don't know. If it is a fetish thing, no, it's not okay to do in front of company, because that in turn brings them into your kink, which it requires their consent to do so. So no. Is she your girlfriend? All the girls here are. What? Yeah, I'm in a polyamorous relationship with all of them. Jealous? Not really. This seems to catch HB off guard. I guess that wasn't the answer he was used to. I have to stress something here. All of these women were relatively attractive. They are young in shape, but not unhygienic in their personal hygiene. As far as I could tell, they're just like normal women. I caught into SB's confusion after making some awkward eye contact. Sorry, I'm sure it's cool for you. I just couldn't see myself being into something like that. I struggle even dating one girl. That's why you gotta put women in their place. Lay your hands on them once in a while and they'll do whatever you say. Blech. I'm gonna puke. That's terrible. That's gross. You're gross. Sir, thank you. You're gross. And they'll do whatever you say. So does SS like being hit, or does she just accept being hit? It's all a game. If I hit her for real, she would be dead. I think he really overestimates his strength. It would take a lot to really kill somebody with the... Well, I mean, I guess it depends on where you hit him at. There was a look in his eyes as he said this, a look I remembered from long in my past. It's the look I remember seeing in the eyes of a friend of a friend. It's the stare of a man with no shame. It's something seared deep in my mind, and this unnerved me. After finishing another hand at Commander, we busted out our phones and played a little standard on Magic Arena. Eventually, though, I had grown uncomfortable enough with my present company. Oh man, I've been driving all night. I gotta get some sleep. Mind if I use your restroom before I leave? Sure, it's upstairs to the left, right across from the laundry room. Thanks. I walked up the stairs and saw the absolute state of the carpet. It appeared to not have been vacuumed in years. As I reached the top of the stairs, I noticed the laundry room was little more than two machines in a recessed section of the hallway. I went into the bathroom and was greeted by the sound of linoleum blooping underneath my boots. Looking down, I saw that the linoleum seemed to be peeling off the floor. Further examination showed that the sink and toilet were both graying from age and water damage. A sickly yellow/orange stain ringed the base of the toilet. I did my best to relieve myself without touching anything, then as I zipped up to leave, I heard it. What are you doing, step bro? The sound of SB grunting and metal banging filled my soul with dread. I foolishly walked to the door and opened it, only to see hairy, gravity-dimpled ass thrusting as SS pretended to be stuck in the dryer. I don't say this with any pride. I fled. I ran down half the stairs and jumped down most of the rest. Ran for the door and raced into the night. I didn't know what else to do. I just wanted out. Between the disgusting house and the weird incest shit, it was fucking done. I couldn't anymore. I'm sorry that this ends so abruptly. So here's where I get to speculate about what happened, and I want your help. To me, what I experienced was the alpha beard. He was somehow used all of his weird interest to somehow attract 4 women into a polyamorous relationship with weird kink stuff going on. And that is what I saw. If you ever heard of Final Fantasy House, that's what I kept thinking about in this situation. It's also possible that I'm a repressed individual, and I don't know that this is perfectly normal everyday behavior. Like, this is normal for polyamory. I have no frame of reference for what a committed polyamorous relationship looks like, let alone one with slapping involved. Maybe it was an elaborate troll, but let's fuck with the ride. Share guy. Let's make him think that we're all a bunch of crazies. Is this the next level guerrilla theater? I don't have a moral point to make in this post, but I am left with is questions. I have admitted some stuff that was just more like LARPing and weird incest stuff. I think any of them were actually related, though. God, I hope they aren't. Oh, also, just a minor thing, I did go ahead and look into whether or not that guy associated with any Amazon show productions. As far as I know, he wasn't. But if he is, I don't want to think about that implication. Please tell me what the hell this is, because I'm very confused and frightened. I still have this guy as a friend on Magic Arena, so I don't know. Maybe I need to dig for some answers. Wow, that is a lot to process. That's terrible. It's just all around terrible. But this has been Kai, and I'm saying bye.